Winter crops are continuing to grow across the state. And Josh, where are we with the crops?
David, it actually looks really good from where we are now to where we are 3 weeks ago. Not only, especially with our wheat, do our markets look better, but both the wheat and the canola and a lot of our winter pastures, cover crops, all those kind of things, they look outstanding. These warmer temperatures, all this rain have kind of helped. There are still parts of the state, namely the western parts into the panhandle, that are still struggling with a little bit of dryness. We're starting to hear things of a couple of fields either thinking about being terminated or zeroed out. However, for the bulk majority of the rest of the state, we look fairly good.
While a lot of the focus is on the winter crops that are coming up right now, we're going to be getting into summer planting season soon.
Yeah, we're already there. Corn needs to, folks that are doing corn need to either be going in the ground or be thinking about going in the ground. Soil temperatures are there. A quick look at Mesonet, you see that most of the 3-day soil temperatures are well into the 50s. Some folks around the state are seeing in the 60s. And so we are in that situation where we can start putting winter crops in the ground. There's still some caution with some of the things like grain sorghum, soybeans. If we do get a little cold, which we are forecasted to see these little periodic cold snaps, might not be the best for those crops. Corn does absolutely fine in it. If you're planning on planting corn, get corn in the ground. It's a great time, great moisture to go into the ground, good heat that should start roaring out of the ground. But in a wet spring like this, in all of our crops, weeds are probably going to once again be our #1 priority. And we don't have to look back too far. If you just look at last year, weeds were a big thing. And so growers need to go out there and make sure we start clean, get everything cleaned up. A good burn down like we have behind us is not something to where we don't have to put a pre down. Once again, especially with how wet we are and how warm we're getting, weeds are going to start germinating very quickly. So we need to be very proactive in our burn down and our pre-emergence programs, especially as we're starting to put summer crops in.
You did mention how wet we've been. I mean, usually this ditch we're able to walk across, and then there's been a lot of times lately that there's roaring water through here. What should producers be thinking about if they cannot get in their fields to plant because it has been too wet? I mean, Oklahoma is a diverse state whenever it comes to moisture conditions.
Yeah, and so there are a lot of decisions. Like I said, the western part of the state, specifically out in the western side of Texas County, Cimarron County, is still going through a really bad drought scenario. Still have to start wondering about what you're going to do. And there is a lot of folks that have that short memory that remember what we went through last summer and maybe don't want to go to that summer crop because they are a little low on soil moisture, or maybe they remember how bad it can get. So there are places that aren't experiencing this. I mean, patiently wait. I mean, we're going to need the moisture. If you have something in the ground and you're going to zero it out, start getting really good options. Remember what herbicides you put out, herbicide restrictions, that kind of thing. We just got to plan at that point. The one thing I will caution is local seed supplies are really short, whether that be because of COVID and the trucks not coming locally, or whether that be because of just lower seed storage, like we see in sorghum, because we haven't seen the mass amount of sorghum in the state. If you're still looking to plant summer crops, getting your seed pretty quickly is going to be very, very critical, because we need to get good quality seed, not just what's left over at the end. And a lot of our companies still have really nice quality seed. We need to go out and get that and be proactive, because in as little as a week we could be planting quite a bit of our summer crops if the rains fall just right and the temperatures fall just right. So once again, being proactive now with things that we can't do in the field or help us kind of shorten that planting window down if need be.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Josh Lofton, Cropping Systems Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.